Hey, Malcolm Reed here from HowToBBQRight. I'm hanging out down at Mossy Oaks Deer Camp in West Point, Mississippi, cooking up some wild game today. I've got some Gamekeeper Butchery alligator sirloin, and I just knew I wanted to do some po' boys with it when they told me about it. Let's get to cooking, y'all. So guys, first off, let me tell you what you're gonna need for these po' boys. First, you gotta get that alligator. Get it from Gamekeeper Butchery. It's the alligator sirloin. Then we're gonna use some buttermilk and hot sauce to marinate that gator meat. Toss it in some fish fry, then we're gonna put it in some peanut oil and get it hot and crispy. Then you're gonna get you some French bread loaves. These are just little 12-inch French breads. Toast them up. We're gonna go lettuce, tomato, pickle, remoulade sauce. I'm gonna show you how to make that. It's gonna top it all off, and you can't beat that, not even in New Orleans. Now, this one starts with about a cup of mayo. You could use your favorite type. Since we're doing po' boys, it's a New Orleans thing, I'm using some Blue Plate. And I'm just eyeballing it, folks. So we got some mayonnaise going down. We got a little bit of Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon. We need some minced garlic. You can chop up some if you wanted to, but I'm just using this stuff from the supermarket. Then a little bit of Worcestershire. You gotta have some hot sauce, so I'm using some Killer Hogs hot sauce. Not too spicy, but it just gives it a little kick. And then some Cajun seasoning. Use your favorite Cajun seasoning. We're gonna put a little lemon zest in it. Put a little flat leaf parsley and some green onion that's finely chopped up. We'll finish it off with about the juice of half a lemon. Try to keep those seeds out the best you can. Just catch them in your hand. There we go. And then all you have to do is stir it up. Now all you gotta do is put some plastic wrap over it, stick it in the refrigerator for about an hour. It's gonna let it all come together. So I'm taking these pieces of the alligator sirloin and cutting them down into bite-sized pieces. If you think about as much meat as a big piece of shrimp or some big crawfish tails, that's what I want for my gator bites to be for these po' boys. So once I get them all cut down, we're gonna get them in a little marinade. And you can cut them up into whatever size you want, but I think cutting them bite-sized like this helps them cook better. They're gonna be crispy. They're gonna get done a little faster in the oil. And when you got it on a sandwich, it's a big bite, so you don't have stuff just falling all out of it. If you see any fat or anything that's left on that gator, you can go ahead and trim it off at this point. This gator is really clean that we got from the Gamekeeper Butchery. It almost has a texture of kind of a cross between fish and chicken. It looks like a piece of catfish to me, but when you feel it, it feels like a piece of chicken in your hand. A lot of folks say it tastes like chicken, but I think it tastes like gator. So I got a couple cups of buttermilk we're gonna get in a bowl here. We're gonna build us a little marinade. So just add some buttermilk, you can eyeball it. Gotta have some hot sauce in it, a couple tablespoons. And then season it with your favorite Cajun seasoning. You could use anything you want. I got a little bit of King Crawl. Then we're just gonna take a fork, just kind of whip this up. Then we're gonna take this gator, keep one hand kind of our wet hand, one hand's gonna be our dry hand. We're gonna put it down in it. You can do it in batches. And I'm just gonna let this gator hang out in that buttermilk and hot sauce while we fire up some peanut oil, get it getting hot. So guys, I've just got a gallon jug of peanut oil here. We're going in a Dutch oven over here on the camp shelf. If you got a fancy fish fryer, hey, by all means use it, but we're improvising at deer camp. This works just fine. You need to put about, halfway up of oil. We ain't trying to fill it to the top. That ought to be about just right. We're gonna let that oil get up to about 350 degrees. We're gonna be ready to fry, y'all. All right, while that grease is coming up to temperature over here, we got a little assembly line going to batter these gator bites. So we're just gonna take these pieces of gator that's been soaking in the buttermilk, put them over in the meal mixture here, and you could use whatever seafood breading you want. I think this is Louisiana fry mix. Put a few pieces in there, and we're gonna use our dry hand to kind of rake it over it. Just get them coated, nothing to it. Shake off the excess and just put them in this other little pan here. The buttermilk's gonna help that bread and stick, help it get extra crispy as it fries. And we got the flavoring of the hot sauce and the Cajun seasoning. It can't be bad. Once you get a few of them done, just keep loading it up. Now guys, this is a little bit involved. This is a lot messy, but it's, in the end, it's all worth it, I promise you. All right, we got the Gator battered up. Let's check the temperature of our oil real quick. I want it to be right at 350, and it looks like we're creeping on up. There it is right there at 350. It's a little over, so I'm gonna turn it down. You don't, to keep your oil from getting too hot, you wanna drop that heat on it a little bit, but as you drop this Gator in there, it's gonna lower that temperature of the oil too, so it should hold you right there in that perfect fry range. But we're ready to start frying, y'all. We're just gonna take each piece of this Gator and just easily float it off in that hot peanut oil. Immediately it's gonna start frying, bubbling. You don't wanna try to overcrowd your pan either, but it's gonna be like frying chicken wings, frying fish, no different. Let's see how these do. So as this Gator cooks, y'all, I'm just taking my tongs and kind of making sure it's moving around, not sticking together, not sitting on the bottom. But we're just going to fry it until it's golden brown. It's going to slow down frying. It kind of tells you when it's done. They'll start floating a lot like fish. So when it comes up to the top and it starts slowing down that fry process, I mean, it's practically done. I mean, look at them now. They are beautiful. Golden brown. So as that Gator starts getting done, when it's golden brown like that and the fry slows, we're going to take it and put it in a little pan on some paper towel and let it drain. All right, y'all, while our Gator's over here frying, we got to have something to go with it. So I'm going to do some home-style fries. I've just got some russet potatoes that washed off, put them in this French fry cutter, then you just run them right through it. I like leaving the peels on because it gets extra crispy. And we can season these up with a little Cajun seasoning, and we got some Cajun French fries. There we go. So check these Gator nuggets out, y'all. They're ready to make a po' boy, but we got to get our home-style fries in that grease first. You're just going to drop them by the handful right in that 350-degree oil. Don't splash yourself. And don't overcrowd it once again. You're just going to let them fry. And the way I do fries, I like to fry them for about 3 to 4 minutes, take them out, let them cool off, and do a double fry on them. That's the secret to getting real crispy French fries at home. Double fried these French fries. Now I'm just going to hit them with a little bit of Cajun seasoning, give them a little toss here in the pan so everything's coated. Now I'm going to show you how to build this alligator po' boy. So I took 2 loaves of that French bread and just popped it under the broiler in the oven just to give it a little light toast. But you got to have a good sauce to go with the po' boy, and that's what this remoulade is. If you put it together early, just let it sit in the refrigerator for about an hour, it'll come together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spread a little bit of this remoulade on the bottom here, or a lot of bit, how about that? I like mine saucy. We'll do the same thing to this other one. So we'll build 2 of these, y'all. We're at deer camp, so we really gotta cook a bunch more. But I just wanted to show y'all how I put them together. So we got our remoulade down. Then we're gonna come with some pickles. We just got dill pickle slices. As much or as little as you like, but I like pickles. So we got some slices of Roma tomato. Just put a few of those on there. And then we're gonna do a little bit of lettuce, because the po' boy's got lettuce, tomato, and pickle on it. That looks just right. Now for the star of the show, this alligator that we fried up. So I'm just gonna take some of these nuggets and we're gonna lay them on this sandwich. And we're gonna see how many we can get. That looks like a healthy order right there to me. We might put a little more remoulade just right over the top so you get some of that on every bite. I didn't forget you, little guy. And then we're gonna close this dude up the best we can. Let's use this knife right down through it. Can't forget our fries. Let's put them right here on the board. And so it's that easy to cook some po' boys. When I get you some of that alligator sirloin, cut it up into bite-sized pieces and bread it up. 350-degree peanut oil till it starts to float a little bit. It's golden brown. Toast a French bread, make the remoulade sauce, lettuce, tomato, pickle. You got a fine sandwich, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time.